everyone. That's my little homage to our boy Zazubar. Remember him?
Boy, do I miss him, David.
Ooh, that's a name you haven't heard in a long time. Well, anyways, that was my intro for...
No one's ever really gone.
Is that like the lobby we lay low?
We'll catch you up on the lore in due time, Frank.
Pass. Anyways, this is a David episode, everybody. Get hyped.
Woo!
You know what's funny?
What?
I am going to have to cook on this episode because a friend of mine found the damn podcast, and now she listens to it at work.
Yeah.
What's the next episode? When's the next episode?
No joke. One of my other friends, my friend John, shout out to you, John. I hope you're hearing this. I'm shouting out you, baby. But no, he actually was really into the show so far. He's like, yo, when is the next step? So like, it was fun that when he asked that, our DBZ episode had just popped. So I was like, yeah, we're working on it.
That's awesome.
And, but yeah, dude, finish the intro, motherfucker.
Well, now I'm going to have to shout out my friend. Jenny, you're hearing this? I love you too.
From the block?
Bro,
don't ruin this for him.
I think there's plenty of blocks here in Vegas.
Don't take this away from him.
Well, so today we're going to be talking about, I guess, 4K Blu-rays and the restoration process.
Mm-hmm.
And quick research that I did, I found out that there is a difference between restorations and preservations. I didn't know that until last week.
So what is the difference?
So from it, the difference is the budget. And do you have enough money to like go all the way to remove dirt, scratches, and things that a film print has endured over the years? Because you can keep it in good condition for years, but eventually, you know, those scratches and dirts are just gonna accumulate
over time, wear and tear.
Wear and tear and things like that. I went to Andres, I told you many times I went to a Godzilla marathon event where they showed the American versions on 35 millimeter.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it was good. It felt like
depending which version they got, because there are. I will say there again. We'll go in just a little bit, but I have found that certain American DVD releases of Godzilla movies were better than some other ones I've seen.
Yeah, they showed the. This was around the time that Criterion was. They were preparing to put out their Showa era.
Oh, okay. Set. So they were a little more cleaned up.
No. These came from collectors, and I guess Criterion and Toho, they came to an agreement that we don't have the DCPs ready, so you can get them from collectors if you want. But now I noticed now I notice every time that they do screenings of the Showa films, it's always DCPs, digital cinema packages, which is how
you gotta give us some definitions here, because I don't even know what that is.
So DCP is a digital cinema package, and it could be like a flash drive, or the studio could just email it to the theater, and the theater can just download it into the projector that is designed to play DCPs. Yeah, that's how all movies in movie theaters are screened, through DCPs.
So it's like the equivalent of like being sent like a Google Drive doc file to download.
Huh.
Yeah, either or. A lot of indie filmmakers do that. They go the email way because it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
But studios like Disney or Warner Brothers, they have the funds to create a physical device, or the equivalent of a flash drive, and just mail it to theaters. That's what's called a P&A, print and advertisement, because they don't print movies anymore. That's what they used to do with the film reels.
Yeah.
That's how you got the 35 millimeter duplicates. They got mailed to theaters, and that's why they call them prints.
Mm-hmm.
Print and advertisement. But the Godzilla movies that I saw, they were Godzilla's Revenge was on its deathbed because it had this reddish tint.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one is one of my faves, controversial fave. But like, yeah, the prints of that, like I've noticed even on the DVDs I have, even on the nicer ones, like the second iteration of the classic media one I have, even that one's still like a little. Ugh.
Well, these were duplicates that I guess American International Pictures made for several theaters, and I guess.
So these were like, these were separate from the classic media ones we got. Like these were entirely different releases.
Or like were those like legit
sure
the ones that they used in American movie theaters back in the late 60s, early 70s?
Yeah, these were copies.
Oh, okay.
They call them duplicates or dupes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sourced from the same master the classic media used for their DVDs.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
Except for Ghidra, from what I understand, that one was a reconstruction from the Toho remaster for their DVD.
Mm-hmm.
But Monster Zero and Destroy All Monsters, if you could find the US version to that one, they're taken from the original film elements that were made for American International Pictures.
Destroy All Monsters has a very odd release thing that we can probably go into too, because I have two versions of that on DVD. I have the ADV Films release, and then I have a weird 50th anniversary release that's dog shit.
Also from ADV?
I don't think so. Let me grab.
No, I want to say ADV. They also did that one. It's the one where it has a more Photoshop cover, right? Yeah. And it came with a CD.
Yeah, but for some reason the quality of that one's way worse. I remember watching it. I'll have to bust them up, but I remember I tried watching it on. I brought it over to a friend's place to watch, and it was not even 4:3 aspect ratio. It was it looked like a full motion video we were watching. Something was fucked up about it. Something was really wrong with the release. I don't know what, but it was not the same. It was not the same print. I looked at I was actually watching a VHS tape than anything else. See if I can grab that off my
because ADV Films did release two versions of Destroy All Monsters on DVD, and I never got the first one. I got the 50th anniversary one where it's non-anamorphic.
Yeah, the first one I got was basically the VHS version, that had the hand drawn cover.
Yeah.
But then the 50th anniversary release, I remember just the quality of that is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they basically ripped it from that VHS release, which is exactly what George Lucas did for the 2004 DVD release of Star Wars. I have that release, and there's the special edition, which is the main feature.
Yeah.
And a second disc, which has the theatrical editions, but they're pulled from the non-anamorphic Laserdisc releases from the early 90s, and I thought, that's dog shit.
Oh yeah. I remember everyone was complaining about that.
Actually, I think that drives me nuts is obviously it's the thing, everything being 4:3 when a lot of things were CinemaScope with a lot of the old Toho films. It's the fact that we still haven't gotten the widescreen version of a lot of the Heisei films. Those are still stuck kind of in that frame, which pisses me off.
What about the Sony Blu-rays? What did they do?
So it's weird because I see very little difference between the Blu-ray for Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, Toho's Blu-ray, and Sony's Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But Sony's Blu-ray may have a little bit boosted contrast. I'll have to do a comparison of that one, but I'm waiting for the 4K because they just announced that one a few months ago.
Also, by the way, folks, if you don't know, we mentioned in the first episode, but I don't think we even gave a good foray into what we're doing. David is the first and foremost person when it comes to a lot of this media preservation and doing compare contrast videos. So a lot of things we're asking him is stuff he knows about, hardcore knows about.
Yeah, you can definitely.
I had to know about. Yeah, I had to know about this once I got my first 4K TV back in 2019. Around the same time that I went to that Godzilla marathon thing.
I mean, admittedly, I still have not yet adopted 4K, only because I've never felt the need to upgrade from HD, and I had already spent all this time accumulating a decent enough Blu-ray collection. But
I only have the only 4K thing I have is the thing I got at the Ultraman event, which is the Ultraman 4K Dream Collection, whatever the hell it's called.
I suppose
that's really nice.
Yeah, I suppose if I have noticed that 4K is starting to become the big thing when it's kind of with Blu-ray. At first, only the big studios were doing Blu-ray and HD, and now it seems like anyone can release anything on Blu-ray. Hell, fucking what was it called? Dragon Lizard Lord Super Monsters from SRS. That's available on Blu-ray.
Well, sometimes I notice with Blu-rays releases they aren't any different. Actually, me and my friend, back before the Criterion release, got super hyped because we saw King Kong vs. Godzilla on Blu-ray, and it was somehow a worse version than the DVD version of the Paramount. of the Paramount version.
Yeah, for some reason, that version has this yellow filter.
Yes, that's
what's even worse
noticed.
is that. Yeah, a lot of videophiles swear and die by that recommendation. Because
yes,
every time
I'm not sure if this was on the pod last time, but we were talking about this where cinema version, it's like this weird sepia tone almost. That my TV has a setting called cinema, or at least one of my old TVs had a setting called cinema, and everything was like cigarette tinged almost.
Yeah, it's got like this piss filter on, and I don't understand what's so appealing. They say that it's to preserve filmmaker intent, but the problem with that is that
doubtful. Unless
you have a really, 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 really dark room like in a movie theater, filmmaker intent means fuck all.
Yeah,
yes,
it's not the same.
Yeah, so like going back to what I was talking about, I've noticed that like that sort of trend, like Blu-ray had its growing pains, and now Blu-ray has sort of become somewhat the go-to standard. DVDs is still around,
it's
obviously.
Now the norm.
Yeah.
Can we take a small aside to talk about DVD menu screens? I don't know if that's the right place to do that, but like I want to get on my soapbox.
Sure, go ahead.
So 2 seconds here, folks. Okay, so a thing that pisses me off that it's why I like media preservation, because so obviously, you know, you want to watch the movie in the best quality, but sometimes, I don't know if you guys are the same way, sometimes I do like to watch a little bit of a crunchy version of a Godzilla movie or a monster movie that I like sometimes, just to get that feeling back, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Or if I'm watching on my CRT, I don't mind watching it on like DVD, like an older DVD and stuff. But point being is that I remember when DVD menu screens, the whole point, because of the technology was so new, was that there was interactivity and cool, like, you know, there was audio and sound. Because, like, I'll buy, you know, like a $27 Blu-ray or whatever the fuck, you know, you want to call it. And it's a still screen, no music, and just a press play button on it. I'm like, that, like, but like back in the day, it was like you had special features on one side, scene selection, like you had so many things to do.
Oh, yeah.
Notably, the Godzilla 2000, the first Sony release for Godzilla 2000 on DVD, it's a moving menu screen with Godzilla attacking the city, and when you select a menu option, it fires a missile at him. Like, that's so cool. The Blu-ray of Godzilla 2000 is, again, a static image of Godzilla, and then just the option to press play or choose from Japanese or English. I'm like, what the, like, that's so boring. So, I don't know, that shit always got on my skin, where it's like, of course I'm gonna, like, want to watch this in a nicer quality, but, like, the presentation doesn't get me excited for a movie, even if I've seen it a million times. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
It's like there's something fun, even with the original classic media Godzilla release DVDs, you know, that 5-pack?
Yeah.
The DVDs would open with that photo, that screen of the little buildings, and that really, you know, dated Photoshop image of the title creature kind of creeping up to it, and then kind of being motion tweened to look like it's roaring. There was some charm to that. You know, and the music was playing on the menu screen. So, like, I missed something like that. When you look at the second iteration of the menu screens, again, it's cool images and movie stills, but it's just music. I'm like, that's a little more than nothing. But, like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm crazy or if I'm alone on this one, but, like, there was just something to it. Same goes with anime DVD releases. You used to have cool interactive menu screens, even with scene selection, but now it's just press play, that's it. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, everything I've noticed has gotten like very, very minimalist, and I'm wondering if that's mostly a budget thing.
Maybe it has to do maybe disc space and stuff, because they're already putting like a full season or a full movie on one disc. You know, compressing it to shit half the time. So I don't know. It bugs me.
David, from your experience with 4K, have they improved on interactive menus, or are they just as like static and soundless, static and mute as like modern DVD and Blu-ray menus?
A lot of them are pretty static. Warner Brothers is completely static. There are some that have like the static menu, but they would have like a clip playing in the background. I think Paramount does that with their 4K. Yeah, like I like that. Even if, as long as something's like, I think what it is for me, because again, when I'm like in my room and stuff, like, and I just have like the eerie quiet of my room. You know, I think that's what also it's weird, because it's like I want to be immersed, like I'm about to watch this movie. You know, I want the Godzilla theme pumping in my room, or if I'm watching Spider-Man, the Spider-Man thing. But it's just like the little menu screen going like tick tick tick. Like I don't know.
I can't describe it. There's just something eerie, just being in a quiet room.
You know what?
Trying to set up a movie.
I've seen the same complaint before when it comes to like the Switch menu, the Switch and Switch 2 menu, and how quiet it is compared to like a PS3 or original Xbox menu.
Yeah, you'll hear like a sting from like the title of the game and stuff before you hit play.
Yeah. Meanwhile, or like was it the PS3 would have this like ambiance, or the PS2 has that classic.
Yeah, like there's something about presentation too that I think a lot to be said too. Again, but this all comes down to physical media releases of how there was a lot of effort put into that, and I think a lot of that is missing in such. But some of the things that you've been doing, David, like again, I think didn't you because you recently did a project where you were trying to sync up like the American edits with the dub, because I think it was like the first 3 Godzilla movies I think were like edited and cut up a bit to match a different like pacing set format, so the dubs didn't always match up with how the story was paced.
Yeah, especially with something like Ghidra, the three-headed monster.
Yeah, that was all really switched around.
Yeah, it moves so much things versus something like the U.S. version of Gamera versus Barugon. It just removes a few scenes, and it only rearranges one scene, so it's much more easier to do. But with Ghidra, I had to like dedicate a whole week to that because it was just exhausting and jarring.
Because I remember hearing on the DVD commentary, which you preserved, by the way, which I actually brought up, and when I'll give my shout outs to someone who I got to actually listen to the podcast because we're talking about this. But it's because the American version, at least, they wanted to cut to the monster scenes quicker, so they swapped them all around, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of just them rearranging scenes to either quicken the pace or just, do whatever.
That's why you like it, right, Andres? Because it moves the pacing along better.
Oh, yes. I definitely remember that.
There are some aspects that I will say, like, I again, nostalgia bias aside, sometimes I do agree with some of the editing choices a lot better. Like, case in point, I think the 85 cut of Return of Godzilla is better than the original. To a degree, not 100%, but there were some stylistic choices they make, especially during like the climax of the film, that I think make that film a little bit more exciting.
I totally get that.
Especially because they remove the shots where Godzilla's just like
doing nothing.
Static, not doing anything.
Yeah, the quote unquote fight scene between him and the Super X in the Japanese version is not a fight. He is standing there motionless, and the Super X just bombs the shit out of him and drops him. Where in the American version, they at least make an attempt to look like he's fighting back. And also
they also remove some of the derpy shots.
Yes.
Actually, they did cut out again some more awkward animatronic scenes for its benefit. And also did a couple of reverse shots to make it look like Godzilla was doing a little more destruction than he actually was. Which again, a better choice.
I forgot, when it came to the Godzilla 1985 cut, has that been released on Blu-ray yet, or is that still in legal limbo?
No.
Unofficial. I have a very good unofficial.
Oh, of
Blu-ray
course, yeah. I have an unofficial Blu-ray of that as well.
So it did get an HD restoration officially back in 2005, around there.
Yeah,
but it never got released on Blu-ray because of the legal issues with Roger Corman's company and apparently these unions that were involved at the time.
Gotcha.
So it's up to me.
It's because there's music from like just some obscure. It's from a movie I think called like Doomsday or something.
DEFCON 4. Yeah,
DEFCON 4. Yeah. There's just a few like I think insert songs like here and there, but like I think half of it's because of that, right? From what I've heard.
That's part of the reason too. But some of the American actors that were in there, they were part of different unions, from what I understand. And
which is again wild the politics of fucking the Screen Actors Guild and shit. It's like, well, my guy was in this, but we don't want to put this movie out. What the fuck? Come on.
Honestly, it's just licensing thing, from what I understand, with the music. So nobody really wants to pay licensing fees for the music and whatnot. But
out of curiosity, do you know how much it is? So just like, is it like $1 million, or like is it something that where it's like, let's crowdfund this fucker?
It could be $1 million. Sometimes it could be $1 million, but sometimes it's like around 6 figures, and that could range between $100,000 $800,000 to $900,000, depending on
That's crazy.
on the musician.
Yeah.
I need to point out that the music composer of the US version is the same guy that did the music for Spider-Man 3, Christopher Young.
Oh.
I'm a
So he probably might be asking for a bigger sum than anyone's willing to pay.
Which again is obnoxious. Which is just like, come on, man.
But there is an official HD version of Godzilla 1985. I did a comparison between that one and
I wonder if it's
4K
the
and
same.
the past releases.
I wonder if it's the same one that I have. I have one I got. Where
Yeah, it is. It is.
I would say, yeah, you probably know exactly which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, because
Is it like Mantis Video or something?
Yes, by some miracle, somebody saved the HD broadcast of that version when it premiered on Monsters HD.
Yes, that's actually the one that's one I originally had, where it still had the Monsters HD logo like pop up once.
But for some reason, they never saved the original uncompressed version. The version that you have, the version that's online, is the severely compressed version, so you're not getting the full HD resolution.
It was on YouTube for like a good couple months. Remember I sent you that?
I remember. Yeah. I do remember that.
I literally was like, save this, download this, because I don't know when it's gonna go away.
Oh yeah, I did.
Because like I own that movie several times on VHS, but like every one of my VHS copies, it fucks up in a different spot in the film. But also because I watched them so many times.
Who knows? Maybe Criterion might fight to get the rights to the US version, because they did that with King Kong versus Godzilla,
right? And that was a last minute decision, like so last minute. It's not even on the Criterion Showa collection disc of Godzilla King Kong versus Godzilla. And you sent me
an actually cleaned up, nice looking version of it, because it was a very like bittersweet moment when I finally got my hands in it. Because me and my friend, because for me that was technically in my heart of hearts the last quote unquote new Godzilla movie I will ever see of the original Toho line. Because I've seen every version of Japanese and other except for that one, and it like again it felt new, but because the quality of it was so bad, it was like it was an unpleasant viewing experience, because it was the Kong scenes on Mondo Island were almost pitch black, it was really bad.
Yeah, all of those Godzilla films that are on Criterion's Showa era Blu-ray set, they were sourced from these telecine scans, and those are the same scans that Toho used for their Blu-rays too. So
I've heard that the colors. Go ahead.
Well, even though the colors are different on the Toho Blu-rays and the Criterion Blu-rays, they're both from the same telecine scans. And before I go on, I just got to tell you that you never do a telecine scan on a movie.
And what is a telecine?
Yeah. Please tell us what that means, Dad.
So there's a difference between a telecine scanner and a traditional film scanner. And the reason why Toho went with the telecine scan is because
it was cheaper.
The reason why is because it's cheaper. Yeah, the Toho being Toho. Yeah. So when you scan a movie with a telecine scan, if the movie is 2 hours long, it's going to scan exactly like that, 2 hours. In the case of the Godzilla movies, if one is 85 minutes long, it's going to take 85 minutes to scan it. But a traditional film scanner takes like a week or longer, because it's scanning each scene and it's trying to pull sufficient data for you to work on, because movies that are shot on film stock, they can save video data up to 16K.
Oh yeah. I've heard that like if it's a film reel, film reels have the capability of being preserved in multiple like high format qualities.
Well, that's to go on a side tangent. That's how I saw they were when they were doing the levels, the original run of levels set for DBZ. That's what they were doing with them. They were like doing it off the film reel. Right.
But like, yeah. Meanwhile, if something is shot digitally and rendered in HD, that it's stuck right there at HD. You can't get any higher unless you artificially enhance it. Yeah, upscale it.
I feel like it's just super dicey, because like again, you'll get some weird like artifacting or like color. I feel like it's harsher on animation. I might, again, I'm not, my eye's not as trained as yours is, David, but like some stuff I can't tell if it's bad or not. That's why, again, I love your comparisons, because like I wouldn't have noticed something until you pointed it out, because I'm so used to seeing it a one way. Or if I saw it, like, oh, I don't see what's wrong. But then when you compare it to something, I'm like, oh God, that's really bad.
You see, David.
It's very.
I was gonna say David is like the Gordon Ramsay of like video preservation, where it's like, oh, that food doesn't look bad, absolutely dreadful. Yeah, Gordon, absolutely dreadful. Actually, not
to part away too far from Godzilla or something like that, because that's one of the main things you do. Have you touched the Gamera films yet? Because like. I have like the Arrow releases, and I thought the Heisei releases looked a little off. I don't know if you can concur on that, or if you have any insight to it.
I did a comparison for Guardian of the Universe between the
ADV
right now with the manga DVD from the UK, the original Japanese DVD release from 2001 that surprisingly has English subtitles.
Oh.
I didn't know that, and that's the main reason why I got it. But that's also the same source that ADV Films used for their release. Because
I just rewatched that recently. Like, it's got a lot of grain to it, but also to be fair, I was watching it on my CRT, but like, it still looked pretty good. And then I just remember, I think I did watch the Arrow video one. I remember maybe not the first two ones, but I remember Iris looked kind of weird. But again,
for some reason,
a little bit more.
It's because in Japan they released the Heisei trilogy on 4K Blu-ray with Dolby Vision HDR support, and they also released a remastered Blu-ray downscaled to 1080p, which is exactly what they did for the Showa films a few months ago. Mm-hmm. Just the first three. We're still waiting for the other ones, but I think why the non-HDR 4K version for the remastered Blu-ray on Arrow Video's release looks the way it does.
Yeah,
is because they removed Dolby Vision.
Well, yeah, because I noticed it looked a little crunchy. Like I noticed a lot more film grain on some of them.
Oh, the film grain is kind of natural because when you scan a movie, the original camera negative, which is the first generation that the a movie shot on film stock is printed on.
Okay,
it's supposed to have film grain. My real problem with the 4K restorations for the Heisei films is the saturation. Sometimes maybe that's what I'm afraid. Maybe not grain. Maybe there's saturation on certain things. Like some of the blues looked a little too dark or a little too blue in certain areas. Because for some of them, like they're shot completely at night. Like the opening scene to Legion is like at night. I remember that looked a little weird. Yeah, and I don't know. Sometimes the 4K looks good, and sometimes it looks worse than the original Blu-ray version, the original HD master. And it comes down to like they all have their pros and cons.
Yeah, I just remembered a notorious one. It's the first time I've ever had to do this in my life. You can probably go into this too. The release of Godzilla 2014. What the fuck happened?
Oh yeah, that was
it's the first time ever in my life I've ever returned a Godzilla DVD or returned a Godzilla anything. I bought it. I could not watch it. I returned. I was like, I cannot watch this movie. Literally.
I am shocked that they are still putting out that same version to this very day.
Because I found that if I took. Because the one I had a Blu-ray disc. The Blu-ray was way more fucked somehow than the DVD version. And I just had to up the brightness a little bit in the DVD version. It was fine. But still.
Like, no one should have to do that for a single movie in their collection.
But yeah, I'm not sure if you can speak to that. Like, do you know the ins and outs of that? Or do you have something in the works? Because, like, I like that. Like, I like that movie just fine. But, like, holy shit. That was really bad.
So Garrett Edwards actually did comment on that when he was putting out the 4K edition around like at the end of the pandemic, around the time that Godzilla vs. Kong was coming out, and he said that somebody messed up, somebody put a filter that wasn't supposed to be there, and he made sure to correct that for the 4K release. So whether you watch it on,
but only the 4K version,
only the 4K version. Jesus
which is nuts. But that's what bummed me out so much because like. I watched that movie. Well, because also I watched that movie like when that movie came out, I watched it like an obscene amount of times in the theater because that's also back when movie theater tickets were still about $8.
Yeah, and it was the first Godzilla movie in 10 years, so of course everyone was going to see it.
So that's also why I did too, because I was like, I don't know if they will ever make any more of this again, so I will try to support as hard as I can.
Same.
But like after seeing it in theater so much time, so when I finally got on DVD, I was like, I can't watch this.
So really here's the actual comment. It was an interview he did with
yeah, please. I would love to know.
Toho Kingdom. Yeah, he said during the pandemic, I went in and the 4K version, we totally fixed all that brightness. I did it as a director. The Directors Guild allows you in your contracts to approve all materials like the home video release. And so I did go in and I saw it for the very first time, the first edition that went out. It looked great. And then something happened in between when it was printed onto Blu-rays or DVDs. There was a fault in the conversion and it was too late. But yeah, he basically fixed it for the 4K version.
About time. Did he ever I think he explained it once, but not really. But he's also like, hey, you're gonna put the Takarada scene anywhere we can see it.
And they ended up releasing it online, I believe. Yeah, they released it on Twitter or YouTube, I think.
But it's not like on anything.
No.
They released it for the 10th anniversary of the Monsterverse. They didn't release it to commemorate
well, it's the 10th anniversary of the movie itself. Yeah.
But I felt the timing of it was... I understood it, but it would have been more meaningful if they released it when he died.
Yeah, like even when he passed, I was like, I think everyone was like looking like, hey, Gareth Edwards, how about that scene you had with him?
Yeah, it'd be really cool, Edwards, if you could release a particular scene.
And the thing, again, to go on another soapbox here, there was no reason in fuck that scene needed to be cut. There was no reason in hell that scene needed to be cut. There was no
it's so short.
There were so many other scenes that were like 2 seconds also that could have just been cut too. It's like you easily could have made room for that scene. There's no reason you couldn't have. Come on.
Very
and
true.
I know exactly the part where that scene was supposed to be because I've seen the movie a dozen times. Andres would attest to that. It's my favorite movie in the Monsterverse.
It's when he's coming to pick up his dad, right?
Before that. So it's in between the scene where he hugs Elizabeth Olsen and then it cuts to Tokyo. That's where it was supposed to be. Yeah,
like we could have cut out the whole part of like the weird teenager getting yelled at by his parents or some shit.
Yes, because that's how long the scene was too.
Like, because then when it cuts away, it's just them too. Because it could have just been him walking in the room and seeing his dad. That's it. And we could have had Takarada been like that would have been hype. So I don't know. It just feels insulting that you went through all the trouble to have like one of the only at the time living members from that film able to be on screen and you cut it out of the film.
Another thing that's insulting, and this is going back to 4K Blu-rays, and it's related to 2014 and to an extent Warner Brothers. And this really pisses me off as a consumer.
Oh, here we go.
Because a Warner Brothers does this all the time.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys know about HDR support? High dynamic range.
Very little, but please go on.
So, every smartphone nowadays has HDR, but the version that your phone has, my phone has, is HLG HDR. Mm-hmm. For movies, it's either Dolby Vision or HDR10 or both. And it's supposed to increase the brightness and elevate the saturation. One of the complaints I heard about Toho's 4K Blu-rays for the Showa films is that they don't pop out as much with the saturation as they should. And that's because, in my opinion, it's the lack of HDR. HDR is supposed to make it look, beautifully saturated, but balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Warner Brothers has this habit of putting the 4K, the physical version, the disc, on 4K HDR10, but the Dolby Vision version on HBO Max.
Oh, I have heard about this, actually. I have heard about this.
This pisses me off, but I kind of understand it from a business standpoint.
Right,
they want
the better version to be on the streaming service that requires people to constantly pay money as opposed to just pay money the one time for the one product.
I heard the inverse about apparently there's the inverse of that problem on Disney Plus with some of their movies my one friend I think was talking about the movie Enchanted, I think it was, where what was it, the one on Disney Plus is like a very bad copy of it, where like you can only watch it now on an out of print like DVD. That's better, but like that was an example my friend was telling me about. But like there's a handful of that stuff, or like when they put out The Simpsons, they like there was a bunch of like fucked up versions for like the first couple of seasons.
Like with the aspect ratio, because I remember that. Because
aspect ratio, and then some of the coloring was just like really washed out, like you were watching it on an old VHS recording.
Like Disney Plus for The Simpsons?
Yeah, at least when it first came out.
I remember watching the HD version for The Simpsons, which is still on Disney Plus, and
that might have been added after they changed it.
Oh, most likely. But yeah, it seemed like they scrubbed some of the I don't want to say film grain, but like this naturalness that animated TV shows from that period have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you can see it on the HD versions of some animes. They have like this. Again, I don't want to call it grain, but there's like something there that's natural to the
Oh no! I can definitely tell you that would be grain. There's like a level of grain for like traditional cell animation. It's just not there during the switch over to digital animation. Then everything becomes very clean, but almost like in an almost weirdly unnatural way.
Well, that's why it's weird watching on Crunchyroll. If you watch the Japanese dub of Dragon Ball Z on Crunchyroll,
mm-hmm.
you get the 4:3 version of it. Obviously not the best quality version of it, but you can still see a contrast between that and the Funimation release, which is a full screen 16:9 shitty washed out version.
Right.
It's obscene when the fact that they have both versions available and they're not using the better source.
Oh, for sure.
That's what pisses me off about Warner Brothers, and Disney used to do it, and now Sony does their physical releases on their behalf. And under Sony, now we're getting the 4K Dolby Vision discs.
And what does that mean for future releases?
I just hate that Funimation has like cornered the block on a lot of releases, like a lot of home releases for anime movies and stuff also used to be handled by better sources, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they outsource. So what that means is that ever since last year or the year before, I think it's for budgetary reasons or something like that, Disney chose to negotiate with Sony Pictures Home Entertainment. So Sony is going to handle distribution of the physical releases only. Digital is solely for Disney, for Disney Plus and all that. But if you now get a Disney movie, whether it's a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie that was released this year or last year, it's going to have Dolby Vision support. In the past, when Disney did their physical releases, they only had HDR10 support, which is better than nothing, but the option for Dolby Vision would also be nice.
Yeah, no, it is always weird to me though when like the accessibility of like, because I have a lot of physical media stuff, but then also like the accessibility of like what's available for streaming isn't always great. I said that actually sometimes when I use Amazon Prime, sometimes they'll have like broken copies of stuff. Like I tried rewatching Monster Rancher, which I like, but then like a handful of episodes start having weird like screen tearing. Like literally like whatever they sourced it from had like screen tearing. So like the audio started clipping, and I made sure it wasn't my YouTube connection because I watched it on like my phone and then I watched it on my computer just to make sure it wasn't my TV or my PS5 fucking up. And no, they sourced it from like a busted like video or something. But like it was one of many examples where I saw I was like, something's going on here. Like I don't know where they grabbed this from. Early, I think it might have been early Funimation or something like that, where again, same type of deal. They like sourced it from these like garbage DVD pulls or something, or like almost TV broadcast versions. So I'm like, I don't know where they're getting these skins or like pulls from, but they're really bad.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes you get that issue with the official Blu-ray releases. I don't know if you guys are fans of the movie Dog Soldiers, but Shout Factory put out an infamous Blu-ray release. I did a comparison between that one and the 4K release, and the difference is damning because
Really?
apparently Shout Factory only had a what they call a cinema print. I'm assuming it's just it was a 35 millimeter duplicate, and it's never a good idea to scan a duplicate. You either get the original camera negative, or the next best things, either an interpositive or a fine grain print. Those are like second generation after the original camera negative, but a duplicate is like multiple generations apart from those, so you're not going to get the best quality scanning that.
Gotcha. One thing that I was curious about, and that was like we have been discussing these like multiple issues with the HD format. I'm curious, David, as someone who has been an early adopter for 4K, and with the limited number of 4K releases that we have gotten from various, sci-fi monster movies that we tend to love, do you see these similar mistakes being made through these early 4K releases, whether they'd be like Toho's 4K Godzilla releases or Vinegar Syndrome with Gorgo, Yongari, Reptilicus, or other stuff from other companies?
Oh yeah, I'm seeing a lot of mistakes from Toho, especially because good news, they're putting these 4K remasters on 4K Blu-ray and remastered Blu-ray. The bad news is, like I said, they have no Dolby Vision, no HDR support of any kind. And you remember when you saw Sony's HD remaster of Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster on DVD?
Yes, I remember.
That blew me away because I was so used to
that was the first of the Sony batch, right?
The one, like the 50th anniversary sets.
Yeah, because again, you can also think I don't have that, but I have the Kraken release.
Yeah, the Kraken release is it's the native HD version from Sony's remaster, so that's where they pulled it from. It's the same exact master.
Okay, so it's at least the quality was kind of, but that's why I think I was saying that earlier. Not even on my. I remember the Sony Showa releases aren't too bad because I have Mechagodzilla and Hedra of those two, and those ones aren't.
Yeah,
too
I
bad.
Still have those too.
Yeah, those ain't bad.
At that time in 2004, they blew me away because I was so used to the VHS releases.
Yeah. Right.
and the Sony's remaster of Sea Monster, it's gorgeously saturated. And then you look
it's
at,
lush.
Yeah,
and then you look at Toho's HD version. It's like something happened there.
Yeah, it's always shocking when I see somehow see a release that somehow got worse.
Yeah, I bring that up because the way that Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster looks, Sony's HD version, is how HDR10 is supposed to make them look in 4K quality.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, a majority of those Showa films, they're supposed to be saturated.
Oh, yeah.
Similar how Sea Monster is. And
HDR too. Son of Godzilla, also very lush, very colorful.
Yeah, and HDR support is supposed to boost all of that. It's supposed to boost the colors, the contrast, and all that. And Toho is opting not to do that at all. And
for the
recently,
4K
a few months ago, in November, Kadokawa, under supervision from Shinji Higuchi, they put out the 4K remasters for the first three Gamera movies. Guess what? With HDR support, Dolby Vision and HDR10. So that Gamera is still kicking Godzilla's ass in another field.
Interesting. Okay.
They give more of a shit about the release, which again bums me out. It's a bummer. It's why like two of my favorite things somehow cannot nail a home release.
Godzilla and DBZ.
No, it's so real.
Yeah.
It bums me out.
So I'm guessing, David, the reason why they don't use HDR support on the current batch of 4K Godzilla is just to save money again.
Which is fucking
the funny
stunning.
thing is that HDR10 is open source, so anybody can use it.
So maybe it just takes too much time on their part, kind of like what you mentioned before with the how they scanned their HD masters in the first place back in 2005, 2006.
From what I understand, when you remaster a 4K Blu-ray, if you want to go with HDR, you have to master it in 4K HDR at the same time. And from what I've read, Toho only mastered them in 4K SDR, standard dynamic range. So standard dynamic range, if you watch a VHS, regular television, or regular Blu-ray, all of that is standard dynamic range SDR. Mm-hmm. But I keep mentioning Dolby Vision. I could understand why they didn't go with Dolby Vision, because they have to pay Dolby a fee to use it, because it's a proprietary technology. Mm-hmm. And they recently announced Dolby Vision 2 and Dolby Vision 2 Ultra, something like that. So I don't know how that's going to shake the whole HDR thing. But yeah, they have no excuse with HDR10, and you can achieve really good a really good HDR image with HDR10. Like I own a few 4K Blu-rays that look really good in HDR10. Mm-hmm. But HDR10 is not as good as Dolby Vision, because HDR10 is static. Mm-hmm. So it's going to stay bright and lush for every single scene throughout the entire movie, versus Dolby Vision. Mm-hmm. It changes its HDR signal per scene. So
that's weird.
It's weird, but it's cool, because it gives, if there is a dark scene, it's going to make black levels look appropriate. If there's a scene if there's a scene with the ocean or forest or saturated colors, it's gonna boost those colors. And you don't get that much with HDR10. Like it's lazy. Basically, HDR10 is kind of sort of lazy. Mm-hmm. That's the best way I can describe it. But Dolby Vision, it goes to work to make sure that you get the best HDR image you could possibly get. And the camera movies have that. The Heisei 4K releases have that.
I'm still waiting for the Heisei Godzilla movies to get that, because again, the Blu-rays of the Heisei Godzilla trilogy are just the DVD versions.
Yeah,
right. I'm pretty sure they're gonna. I'm pretty sure they've already released Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 and Final Wars on 4K Blu-ray, but with no HDR support, and that's disappointing.
So
I just want to watch those fucks in widescreen, like for goddamn sake.
With Criterion, they own the Godzilla catalog seemingly, and they've moved forward with Biollante of all films as their first Godzilla 4K in the US.
The kids want.
How does that release stack up, David, by your standards? And do you think, is this a good sign that Criterion can pick up the slack compared to what Toho is doing over in Japan?
No.
Nope. So we're fucked either way.
So my Panasonic Blu-ray player.
It sucks, folks, because he's honest as fuck about this. He's not even over exaggerating.
My Panasonic Blu-ray player, it's the UB820 for anyone that's curious. It shows me the metadata for HDR content, and I checked it for Criterion's 4K for Biollante, and G Kids' Shin Godzilla 4K, and my God, is it disappointing! It only goes up to like 150 luminance. And that is low. That is excruciating.
Is it better or worse than the Funimation release?
That's worse. That is worse. Versus recently Warner Brothers put out their 4K Blu-ray for Dirty Harry last year, and I bought that recently. And my God, it is the brightest 4K HDR image I've seen so far.
No,
and it goes up to 600 or 800 luminescence, or like around there is like super high. I had to turn off some of my brightness settings because it's just so damn high naturally without
Damn.
And
so what would be like what would be like a good luminous level in this case? If Shin is too low and Dirty Harry's too high.
Also in the show notes, you're gonna have to put a lot of David's comparisons as the extra bonus.
Oh, sure.
Because like people need reference images to like the shit he's talking about.
I think between maybe like 200 to 250, 400 may be a good luminance level for HDR. But once you go past 600 and above that, you truly get what you pay for. I can't completely blame Toho for Criterion's mistake.
Yeah.
Because they mastered it in 4K SDR, and from what I've read, and I'm not sure if this is true because this comes from a guy that doesn't know his shit completely. But I read a review of his.
You know quite a bit. You know
more than me, David.
Yeah, you know more than most, homie. Don't say yourself short. Again, this is your episode, baby. Like you've so far said things I've never heard about in my life. So I'm learning a lot in this episode. I'm not even joking.
Yeah. So this guy says that the reason why Criterion put Biollante in an HDR container is because some players in the US don't automatically switch to BT 2020 color space. That's the color space specifically for 4K content. Anything else like Blu-rays and DVDs, it's either a Rec 609 or 709, like around there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of bullshit, a bullshit excuse, because from the players that I've seen, that I've owned, and even putting 4K, ripping 4K video files and putting them on my external hard drive, they still play normally at the standard color space that they're supposed to play. So I'm not completely sure why Criterion did what they did, and if I want to watch that release, I would have to switch to the remastered Blu-ray that's also bundled with that release.
I see. So,
but
supposedly they didn't do it as well as they could, supposedly simply to pander to the widest array of 4K players out there.
Yeah, it's to make it conform to US players.
Or what do you call it? Like lowest common denominator of US players.
Yeah, something like that. Just to make them play correctly, but at the same time, they sacrifice something. They sacrifice the brightness of it. And
Biolante's a pretty dark film.
Yeah, no, like...
Yeah, and...
My only reference points is the HBO VHS tape that they put out a million years ago, and then that very hard to find now DVD of Biollante.
Oh yeah, from what was it called, Echo Bridge or
from Echo Bridge? Yeah, I still have my copy.
Same.
But yeah, that Biollante 4K is not supposed to be in an HDR container because it was never mastered in HDR. So.
So this doesn't bode well if they tackle the rest of the Heisei series.
And that movie it looks a little nicer than most, so I'll at least give it its flowers for that.
That's why I got the Japanese releases for the 4K Blu-rays, because I have a strong suspicion that Criterion is just going to continue doing that, putting these movies in an HDR container that don't need it, just to cater to some 4K players that can't play shit correctly.
Actually, also, David, you can answer me this question once you're done with your thought. I just thought of something.
Go on.
Oh, well, this had to do with how they bundle stuff, but you can confirm that a lot of things, at least that might affect a lot of releases I've noticed, is if they put more than one movie on one disc. That has an effect on it, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, compression, right?
Right?
Yeah. Like the Mill Creek releases of the Gamma films, those are the biggest examples of compression.
Oh yeah, because they put like 11 movies across 2 discs.
I think that was the DVD, but
yeah.
I never got that one. I got the Blu-rays, and they put like 4 movies per disc.
Yeah,
that sounds right. Yeah.
I didn't notice it when I had my HD TV, but when I switched to a 4K TV, my God, were those flaws?
I definitely noticed it on some of the Criterion ones, on some of the Toho releases. Some of the ones that had more than 2 movies on them, which I think is only a few of the discs, did look a little different.
Honestly, the show set doesn't look that bad, but there's a few movies that
even with my DVDs, I noticed that some of the DVDs that have only 3 episodes compared to the ones that have 4 also look a little different from each other sometimes.
Yeah, when you stack too many video files into one disc, there's going to be a degree of compression. Another example, when Mill Creek released their version of Ultraman on that cheap Walmart DVD release, that was way worse than the original.
Because that was like all of them on like 2 discs, right?
Like 3 or 4 discs, and I think the original Clips one was like 6 discs, maybe.
Because I think the OG release I have, I want to say
was 8 discs, like 2 discs per set.
It was per like each set had 2 DVDs inside the little slip kit cover. I think it was 6 per disc. I think. Wait, you're right. No, 8. Sorry.
The funny thing with the 4K, you can fit a lot of titles into a single disc because 4K Blu-rays use a different video codec than Blu-rays. Blu-rays use VC1. Those are the earliest Blu-rays from 2006, 2007. After 2012, they switched to AVC codec. And 4K Blu-ray uses HEVC, which is what I use to export my reconstructions from Premiere Pro, because it can shrink the file size without sacrificing the video quality, and it's amazing. So whenever you pick up a 4K Blu-ray, look in the back. It says HEVC, which means it was I
have to look for that now.
It was mastered in that video codec.
Gotcha.
So that's how they're able to maintain enough high quality on a 4K disc without sacrificing the quality. Because recently, I heard that they leaked a theatrical digital copy of one of the Studio Ghibli movies. Oh, and the file size is 200 gigabytes.
Oh my god!
Not surprised.
That's yeah. And usually, if I rip a 4K disc, the file size is at least 50 to 60 gigabytes, but not 200. So that leads me to believe that they compressed enough of it without sacrificing the quality using HEVC for 4K Blu-rays.
Now, so we've covered Godzilla in Japan. We've covered a little bit of Godzilla in the US. The only other Godzilla 4Ks, at least Japanese Godzillas, that we've gotten in 4K officially in the US, I believe have been Shin Godzilla and -1.
Which has had like 3 DVD releases since it came out.
Right. I feel like -1 has had like a million different re-releases.
I actually have not. To kind of slowly bring us in for a landing here before we get into our final thoughts and questions, but like, do you know what the deal is with those 3 releases? Because I haven't bought any of them. I don't own Godzilla -1 yet because of this issue. Like, I honestly do not know what to buy.
Like, personally, I want to have all the special features just because I'm a completionist, but I want them all to be subtitled, and I know some versions don't have them subtitled, and some versions only have some special features.
My dumbass got the first release because I thought it was going to go out of print.
And also, what is it? Shin Kamen Rider and Shin Ultraman kind of don't have them right now because they fucked that up so bad.
Well, Shin Kamen Rider has not been released at all in the US yet.
And also, how come? Because I'm still waiting on that fucking bonus stuff.
What was the other one?
Shin Ultraman.
Shin Ultraman.
Oh yeah, Shin Ultraman. That one had a release by Cleopatra, which was fucked up.
Who I've never even heard of.
Right. They fucked up on the subtitles, and then a Canadian company released Shin Ultraman on Blu-ray, which was playable on American American players, and has a bonus commentary by Kevin Derendorf. So
I have that version.
Yeah, so apparently that's the version to get, the Canadian one.
Because that might be the version that's on Amazon right now, I think.
Damn it.
I think that might be the version that's on Amazon Prime right now.
Okay.
I think that and whatever the Shin Kamen Rider release is.
Yes.
Yeah, Shin Kamen Rider is only available on Prime Video. Outside of Japan.
So what were you saying, Frank?
Oh, no, that's what I was saying. I was saying, I was just asking, like, what like, for David, since you're kind of a little unsure, is the video quality the same on all these releases for -1? Or is it we're more concerned about the special features?
So yeah, it's the same master for if you're getting the Blu-ray, it's the same version. you're getting the 4K version. It's the same 4K Dolby Vision HDR10 support.
Or if you're nasty, you can go to that one company that made a VHS copy of it.
Is it good enough, at least, David, by your standards, or is it still subpar?
Like, if I want to just watch the film, does it matter with that one?
The 4K Blu-ray of -1?
I get maybe just any of them on a dime. Like, which one you say is worth my time?
I'm gonna tell you this. I regret getting the one I got because
Okay.
because
that's one that
get the one where
Mhm.
where Takashi Yamazaki did the artwork for the cover, and it's the one that they used as the poster for the re-release.
Oh, is that the one where he's like all covered in smoke or whatever?
Yeah, where he's stomping on a ship in the ocean, and apparently that one has the subtitled commentaries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish I got that one, but
Speaking of subtitled commentaries,
they're
actually,
just milking this shit after that Oscar win. That's all it really is.
where's it? Oh yeah, no, we'll get into it in our final thoughts here.
Yeah. But anyways, by 4K standards, David, is -1 and to a lesser extent Shin Godzilla, how are they up to par?
It's more decent than Shin Godzilla because and here's the thing that should piss a lot of Godzilla fans off. The G-Kid's 4K Blu-ray is the exact same version as the 2017 Toho 4K Blu-ray.
Oh,
and I know because I have both versions and I tested them side by side.
And what about the? Because I have the Funimation release. What of that one?
So that one, I'm actually going to make a comparison between all of those releases because there is a difference. And the Funimation release has a more increased contrast.
Like I said, I haven't watched that one in a bit, or I haven't rewatched the film just in general. So I'm actually curious to see your comparison because it will make me realize okay. I remember it seemed a lot more green than I remember.
Because I did a comparison between the two dubs, and I was forced to rip the Funimation Blu-ray and the remastered Blu-ray from the G-Kids release, and there is a difference. The G-Kids Blu-ray, not the 4K Blu-ray, the Blu-ray, it's brighter than the Funimation version.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So that took me by surprise. I thought it was the same exact copy as the Toho Blu-ray, but even that one might be different too. So I'll have to do a comparison between all of those.
Oh yeah. I think that would help a lot. Thinking about other Kaiju 4K projects, like I mentioned before, Vinegar Syndrome has put out quite a few of them. Have you checked them out yet?
Yes, I have them, and they're great.
Oh,
especially the one for Younguri.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
You have to post these too because I don't think I've seen these yet.
Yeah, I'll share them. But
you better.
Yeah, the Vinegar Syndrome is doing what Criterion is not doing for Godzilla, and what Toho is not doing for Godzilla. They're giving a shit. They're not only are they creating new special features for Gorgo and Younguri and Reptilicus, but they're providing Dolby Vision support on the most obscure kaiju. They're giving his movie a 4K.
That always seems to happen, don't it?
Dolby Vision support.
I think it's when everything, or when expectations are at an all-time low, when there's no expectations whatsoever, at that point it's like you got nothing to lose, so you go all out on it.
Kinda.
I am personally very, very happy with how Vinegar Syndrome did their 4K for Younguri, because I'm also a fan of that film too.
Yeah.
But Gorgo
is this his OG Younguri or the 90s one?
67
Younguri. I don't think anyone's giving a shit about the 1999 version.
Actually, also I just realized technically no one can actually see the OG version of it. You can only see the American version of it because that's a lost film, kinda.
For the 67,
I have a strong suspicion.
No, the 90s one.
Oh,
Younguri 2000, that became Reptilian.
Oh, that's right.
Because it was only screened in limited screening in Korea.
And, that's right, the one that still had the physical pursuits, right?
Well, not even none of that, but also unfinished special effects.
Oh yeah. Anyways,
I have a strong suspicion that the original. I have a strong suspicion that the original camera negative for Younguri 99 had the same fate as the Star Wars special editions, where George Lucas messed around with the original camera negative. So,
well, I remember hearing that there's a doc on YouTube where they actually called in a guy to basically did his damnedest to the version we got as Reptilian is what the guy basically finished. Because he literally was like, "This is a mess. I'm gonna do my best," and it was just one guy.
Yeah.
Like the special effects still look like shit, but it's also like he was just finishing them. That's the best visibility, I think, from what it sounded like.
From what Evan told me is that Shung Ray Kim, the original director, didn't even direct the 2001 version. It was some other guy.
I mean, I believe it.
So, and aside from Vinegar Syndrome, is there anyone else that is currently doing like Kaiju 4K releases?
Unearthed Films recently put out a 4K HDR10 restoration for the first Guyver movie, and it's possible they might do the second movie, Guyver Dark Hero, because
I hope so.
Steve Wang announced earlier this year that the 4K restoration is coming for that movie.
Yep,
they're doing it right now. He's been taking pictures here and there.
Yeah. Cool.
If we get Guyver 3, I will piss my pants.
I forgot, did Arrow ever make any 4K stuff? Or I could have sworn I heard something along...
Yeah, they do their own restorations in-house.
Okay.
But they didn't do them for Gamera, though. All they did was take the same HD masters that already existed in 2009. And just like Criterion Collection, they did their best to fix the color, the contrast, and the clarity, but there's so very little you can do without the original film elements.
Yeah, some of them still look a little crunchy.
Yeah, that is interesting.
If you look at the comparison video I recently put out for the first Gamera film, which compares the Toshiba DVD, the Mill Creek Blu-ray, which is sourced from the Japanese Blu-ray,
the
Arrow's Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, there is like a vast difference between all four releases, and you could just tell that Arrow did their best.
For me, the thing I always look for the comparison scenes between all three of them. I always look at the final fight in Gamera's versus Barugan, because like it's either blue, dark purple, or like you can't see it when it comes to the quality. I've noticed.
You mean the blood?
No. Like the fight itself, it's like at dusk. So like it's like, you know, I remember on the VHS thing, it's like I remember it was kind of purpley in like its haze. And then on the DVD, it's sort of more of a blue. And then I think it's like the newest one, the Arrow one. I think you actually can kind of make up the original colors of what the scene's supposed to look like.
Yeah, there's some clarity in the Arrow video version, more so than the Mill Creek Blu-ray.
As I remember.
So Frank, you had a very good idea here to sort of like wrap up this podcast.
Yeah,
because I feel like we've been out this for an hour now.
Yeah, and also full disclosure, folks, it's like 2 a.m. officially for me.
Yeah. So the idea.
I like this episode. I'm having a lot of fun here though, but I want to be coherent still.
So you had like a good idea to wrap this up, where, you know, we've talked a lot about the various releases that we had, grown up with, or stuff that that used to be or still are in our personal collections of physical media. So
if you had to maybe choose, let's say 3 or 4, like let's say like under 5 physical media releases that you think not only are kind of rare, some of them might be, that you're glad you have, and that you prefer, you have a personal preference to them in your collection. I'll go with Davidson's. This is his episode,
and this can apply to like DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, anything.
I really don't. I'm looking at my collection right now, and I can't choose because I have the original Media Blasters DVDs from the early 2000s to mid 2000s. You know, Varan, Mysterians, Matango, Atragon. But I also have the Shout Factory DVDs for Gamera, and the Alpha Video public domain DVDs for the US versions of Gamera. So it's hard to choose.
Well, again, since you have so many like exquisite ones, would you say there's one that's like no one else you think kind of has this, or like it's a prized possession for you, or like this is like the thing I own that I love?
I got some for you. So for me, that would be the Media Blasters release of Godzilla vs. Megalon that has the special features that
you lucky son of a gun. I don't have that one.
I have
that
the
DVD you're talking about, but I don't have the one with the special features on it.
Yeah, I have that one and the recalled version of Destroy All Monsters. So
Ooh,
if I knew that release wasn't going to be around for very long, I would have grabbed it.
Yeah, okay, so I'm putting those two up there. Destroy All Monsters Blu-ray, Megalon DVD, and I would say the Ultraman Tiga box sets from Funimation, only because, I remember...
I have that too.
For whatever reason, volumes 1 and 4 were super available back in the late 2000s, early 2010s.
And it was impossible to find 2 and 3.
2 and 3. And I remember...
Especially 2. 2, I remember on Amazon, was like $300.
Yeah, but then I remember I was looking every single day on Amazon, waiting for some random person to sell it on eBay or Amazon. This was when I first started online shopping.
That's how I got mine.
Yeah, I got mine as well. And... also big shout out to the ADV Gamera DVDs, because also Gamera 2 and 3 were out of print. You can easily find Gamera 1, but you could not find Gamera 2 and 3. So
3 especially 3.
Yeah, but I end up finding...
I had to buy a bootleg to just complete my collection for a little while.
I found the PAL versions of 2 and 3. And
I think my 3 might be PAL.
Yeah, so like those were easily like the special ones for me, where it's like, yes, I finally got these like rare hidden like Covenant like Covenant of the Ark situation here. And what's one more? You know what? The classic media 50th anniversary of Godzilla, like the Godzilla 54 Gojira, where it said Gojira on the title on the box. That was a very special one for me because it got me interested in the making of the original Godzilla and Godzilla as a whole. So
I think I got mine.
It was honestly the thing that like it introduced me to Ed Godchevsky and Steve Reifel, and it's what set me on the path for being a special features producer in nowadays for Media Blasters.
Yeah, baby.
Represent.
All right, so I got mine. Mine are I got a few. Some of them have been mentioned, but I have some couples to them. So the Tokyo Shock release of the Mysterians, Varan the Unbelievable, and Matango. That one, I didn't realize how rare that was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
I have that one. I have also no one talks about this, the Toho collection that has Battle in Outer Space, Mothra, and the H-Man.
That was a wild one.
I have that one. Also, the packaging of this is weird because they're stacked on top of each other.
Yes, I had to get like paper CD holders and just put the other two in like that.
Another one for me is my copy of Orochi, the Eight-Headed Dragon.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
That one again was like when I saw it, because I missed Atragon when it was briefly on DVD. So when I saw Orochi, I was like, "Fuck, I gotta have this now."
Yeah, I ended up getting Atragon. By the way, I have like majority of the.
Actually, I think it was where it was at a crossroads where I could either get Atragon or Orochi, and I was like, I have a feeling I could. Atragon might resurface, but I know for a fact I'm never going to see Orochi on shelves ever again.
Oh no, yeah, it's been 20 years and we still haven't gotten another release of that movie.
Another one that's I think for me is this one dives in my VHS stuff, but I'll send you a picture of this. But I have two weird ones. Mm-hmm. One, I have a VHS copy of Godzilla's Megalon, where the box is bigger than any VHS box I own. Oh. So it didn't sit on a shelf right. The cover of it has Godzilla fighting Mechagodzilla. It's just a still from that movie.
Yeah.
And on the back, Megalon is spelt differently twice.
Oh.
Once correctly and once as Magulion.
I thought I was going to say like Magalon.
No, it's like Magulion or some shit. They spelled it really weird. And then the movie's copyright date for like when it came out is 1945. I'll just send you this thing. It's wild. And I got it from a person who worked at my church. He was really cool. I got it from him. He was really cool dude. But I was like, where the hell did you get something like this?
Yeah, yeah.
It's so strange. And also, the copy of it, like any copy of Godzilla Megalon, was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then a recent thing that I've had in my collection for more than a decade. Actually, I live near where I got it from now, too. It was at a mall that was going out of business, a video store. It was a copy of Godzilla 2000 on VHS. I didn't realize it till a little later that the front cover looked a little off. I was like, oh, maybe this is like a screener print they got at VHS stores, like, like at Hollywood Video or Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, when I finally played it, it's a bootleg of a theater recording.
I remember you told me.
Yeah, and I found out it's the one with the question mark ending
of Godzilla 2000. Yeah. The green cartoony looking one.
And I made sure to watch more of it because when David mentioned it might be the Spanish version, I didn't see any subtitles, and I could tell like it was like not, it was from a theater.
Right.
But, like
right.
it was wild to finally, it's impossible to watch too, but it was like a very wild moment to see at the very end the question mark pop up, because I only heard about it in a story from the DVD commentary of Godzilla 2000. That's the only reason I know it exists.
Oh, so you never saw Godzilla 2000 in theaters?
No, it's one of my biggest regrets in life. I had the opportunity to, and I bailed out because when I was super little, I was like afraid of the movies. But that's a whole other story.
Gotcha.
But, like,
yeah, I regret it too. For not asking my parents.
Oh wait, I just remembered. My last relic I have. It's the Rodan and War of the Gargantuans double.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Because that has the bringing Godzilla down to size doc in it.
Yeah. Done by my friend Norman England. Which,
unfortunately, the DVD case like fell apart inside of it, so like the discs are still in the little trays, but the tray's not attached to the slip cover.
A lot of people have had issues with that as well, and I think mine was starting to peel last time I checked.
So I have to be very careful when I take that out because I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I got to super glue it
That's
back
weird,
on.
Because my copy's still in pretty decent condition.
Okay.
And mine fell apart when I got it.
Oh.
So.
Interesting.
But
also, I do want to give a shout out that like I have also the original Mill Creek release of Gamera 1 and 2, and then another. It was a box set of Gamera 1 and 2.
I have a lot of weird Gamera releases on DVD.
Yeah,
I have a lot of weird ones.
But this is like the first time Mill Creek put out the Gamera trilogy on Blu-ray, because I got them both signed by Shusuke Kaneko, the director, and Ayako Fujitani, the main actress.
Oh yeah, she signed my copy of Gamera Guardian Universe too. She was so cool.
And I also happen to have a copy that a friend got me. Sean Barry, he got me a Blu-ray copy at G-Fest one year of Kraken's Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster, signed by Akira Takarada himself, because that was my first ever Godzilla movie.
Hell
so
yeah.
that and I remember when I briefly spoke to Takarada at that at G-Fest. I remember he was leaving. It was Sunday, like I think it was Monday morning. Monday morning, I saw him. He was checking out. He was leaving. I said in Japanese, like, "Can I take a picture with you?" And he took a picture. He was like praising my Japanese. He wanted to know how I learned Japanese. And I was like telling him, "Oh, I'm a English teacher in Japan." He gave me his business card.
That's
and
so cool.
I've kept that business card in that Kraken Blu-ray that he signed. So it's
that's why I have my business card I got from Ben Faria. I was like,
yeah.
Because at first I was like, because I assumed they were giving that to everybody, but then you explained to me that that's like a big thing in Japan to like if you get someone's business card.
Yeah.
Like their personal business card. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I had no idea.
Yeah, so rest in peace to this legendary actor, and so like just the fact that like my personal connection to the movie, what Takarada did and what it contains, like that is easily like the holy grail for me personally in my collection.
Nice, no, that's a really good story with that. But
David,
did you figure out your favorite one, or can you just not choose? It's fine if you can't, because I get that.
Well, these are not my favorites, but these are my top 5 rarest.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what rare's good.
So the first 2 would be the Media Blasters recalled versions for Destroy All Monsters and Godzilla vs. Megalon. I still have those.
Mm-hmm.
The Canadian Raven Banner Blu-ray release for Shin Ultraman, because you can't find that anymore.
Okay.
And volume 3 of Funimation's Ultraman Tiga DVD. That one was the rarest to find.
Yeah.
I have the full box set, so I that's lucky to you. You can got like a disc, but like I had to find the full box set myself.
Yeah, I almost caved and got it for $300 from Amazon, but somebody on eBay by some luck
Actually,
was selling it for I think
I swear,
150.
I swear on my life and my soul, once I was at an FYE near me that had the first DVD of Ultraman Tiga, but I'm not even joking you. I think it might have been the dubbed episodes of the first couple of ones, and I regret to the day I die that I didn't buy it just to even be sure, because it didn't look like this is after I had the box set, and the first DVD did not look like the first DVD that I owned of that set. It was different. So I don't know. I just only reason I didn't buy it because for some ungodly reason, it had this like asinine price tag of like $30 or $40. I was like, because again, it was one of those things. Unless I knew for sure it was what I thought it might have been, I didn't want to take that $40 to $50 risk. So I'll never know.
Yeah. And my last one is okay, this is gonna be weird because this is the worst movie I've ever seen, and I probably won't watch it again. But it's such a rare release. You won't find it on Amazon, and you won't find it on eBay. And it's
Dragon Lizard Lord Super Monster.
Hey,
no,
let him finish.
No, niño. It's the German Blu-ray release for Ruhei Kitamura's Love, Death. Not only is it a rare film to find from his filmography, but it's his worst movie ever.
And that's funny though when something like that happens, where it's like this is not a good movie, but also like it's rare now.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I spent $150 on it, but it's the only Blu-ray release ever, and I put it up on YouTube for everyone to see.
actually, wait, Andres, did I actually? Speaking of physical media, I don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Did I sell you my Tetsujin DVD? I forget.
No. I have my own set of Tetsujin DVDs.
I think I must have given this. I wish I still had it because that movie's stinky, but like I kind of miss having it.
Oh no, it was I have it on you're talking about the live action Tetsujin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have the DVD, but that was given to me by my friend Jacob Baker, along with like several other stuff.
Because remember, I think I was gonna at one point sell you this other movie and then I watched it like, no, you don't want this.
Yeah.
Okay, it was Dragon Blue, which we'll talk about some other time.
Sure thing.
You want this?
But
it's trash.
It's the cover made it seem like it would have been this cool like this Toku like mutant fighter movie, and it's not. It's just yucky. Anyways,
so yeah.
Anywho's final thoughts, shout outs.
Let's see. I am very curious about 4K, especially as the technology becomes more and more common. I feel like it still weighs off from becoming as adopted as Blu-ray, but it does seem to be. I see the growing presence of it, and so I'm very curious. I'm still not sold on investing in 4K, but I'm very much so curious to see where it's going to go from here.
It's very much like Blu-rays. You'll have your good masters, and then you'll have the best version, the definitive versions of that film. It comes down to restoration versus preservation, because a majority of the Japanese films Shout Factory released are just preservations. You can tell that they didn't clean the scratches, the dirt, debris, and all that, so they're just preservations.
Yeah. It's just there simply to exist.
And the best thing is that you, Andres, you don't have a 4K TV, do you?
I do not currently, yes.
So you could probably get a cheaper 4K TV now, since a majority of the flagship TVs are, they're old now. Yeah,
it's become like the standard now. Like I didn't think my TV could run 4K, but it does. Like I was able to watch the 4K Ultraman DVD on it.
And I would just need to buy a 4K Blu-ray / DVD player if one exists, which I'm assuming it does.
Yeah, it does.
Or does I don't have a PS. I know, like I don't have a PS5, but I'm assuming that plays 4K movies.
It does, but you might as well wait for the PS6.
Yes, for what I've heard, yeah.
Since it's been 5-6 years since the PS5 was released, so you can wait a couple more years.
True that. Which that's a whole other discussion in terms of console generations that don't feel like full generations.
Dude, Dreamcast, baby. I think I'm still fucking with that thing. That thing is wild. But that's a story for another time. But anyways,
yeah.
Final thoughts and my final thoughts on things.
Yes, your final thoughts.
This has been fascinating. I'm so glad because I've pushed for this episode as David's episode because I've multiple times talking about DBZ release and shit. I'm obsessed. That's like it tickles a part of my brain that I really appreciate when someone can like David can be like, he gets what I want and he's presenting it to me, and that is my favorite thing on the planet because it's like I can't because again all the terminology I can't articulate when I'm talking to my friends like, no, this movie there's something wrong with it. I just can't.
I'm not crazy, damn it.
Basically, and it's like I don't like if people are like I don't see what you mean. They're kind of the same, and then I point to your videos like, no, look how different it is.
Look at it, you charlatans.
Basically, it's like, look at this bullshit. Look, they fucked us. We're getting scammed out here, and it's showing the truth. Like for real though. And that's what I think. But then, and also, I'll probably talk about it maybe next episode. But quick shout out to I just picked up an awesome Sentai homage comic called Shin Zero. I picked it up at my local comic book shop. Shout out to Andrew at Cromulent Comics. So, listen, Andrew, if you're listening to this, I did shout you out just at the very end of the episode. But yeah, I'm probably gonna talk about more next episode. But yeah, check Shin Zero out. It's a really interesting Sentai like homage comic that just came out like last year or got crowdfunded.
It was crowdfunded last year and
this year
and released early this year. I'm really like the more you've shared that with me, like the more excited I am to eventually check it out.
Yeah, so that's something we'll probably get into next time. But yeah, that's my final thought. And also, you can follow me on Instagram at 8armspidey. That's the number 8 ARMEDSPIDEY.
And you can follow me. Kaiju Noir here on YouTube and Instagram and Blue Sky. You can follow me at Twitter at PW_Draco and Facebook at Primal Warrior Draco Azul. You can check out my new webcomic, Primal Warrior Draco Azul Guide in Hellfire, both in English and now in Spanish, in collaboration with my friend Marcelo Briceño and his comic Wings of Fire, also a giant robot comic in Spanish. And David, your final thoughts and where can people find you?
My final thoughts is there are no final thoughts because I'm gonna keep doing this until they go up to 6K, 8K Blu-ray.
So until
he starts being on the boxes making these releases for us.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's a question. One final question for you, David. Where do you see 4K going? In the next 5 years, where do you see 4K in the next 5 years?
Funny thing you say that because in doing research for this video, I found out that we're probably going to stick with 4K content for a long time now because whenever they try to do
8K
whenever they try to output restoration in 8K. It does the opposite effect. It makes the picture look soft, and that's because all the extra pixels and all that they're detrimental. Mm-hmm. It makes the image look soft, but it seems like 4K is the perfect number for sharpness and things like that. So I think 4K, it's going to stay where it's at right now for a while. Mm-hmm. Dolby Vision 2, I don't know how they're going to implement that. I'm hearing it's a streaming only option. 6K, I'm not sure about that because there are some movies shot on 6K digital cameras and then downscale to 4K.
Which at that point, like, why even bother?
Yeah, so yeah, 4K it's here to stay for a long time.
Interesting. All right,
so get on it, Andres.
All right. Well, David, this is your episode. Thank you very much for giving us this very interesting, fascinating topic.
Also, we're the Kaiju Caballeros. We didn't say that once so far.
Yes, but like I said, you started out this episode. It only makes sense for you to finish it off.
Yeah, you put her to bed.
Before I do, I am legally obligated to give a shout out to Joseph Fazina. Because it was his idea during the pandemic to have me do these comparison videos.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, you guys know that I've had a habit of collecting the same movies
Yes.
over and over again, different releases.
Mhm.
So it was his idea to just do these comparisons.
Hell yeah.
And the pandemic happened, and I wasn't doing shit. So yeah, I got to thank Joseph Pazina for that.
Very
Hell yeah,
good.
dude.
Joseph's a good guy.
Yeah, not the starfish. You know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about. All right, David, take us
Giving
home.
room to my pain, and it is Pat's Gavin.
Take us home. I want to go home.
All right, so I'm Gorizard, and you can find me here on YouTube, and I'll share a link to my Internet Archive profile where I have my reconstructions. Because after this, I'm gonna have to upload the English dub to Terra of Mechagodzilla's 4K.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Wait, so, yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time. I've been Andres Perez, a.k.a. Kaiju Noir.
I've been Gorizard.
I've been 8 Arm Spidey, and I'm out of here. I gotta go to bed.
Until next time, everybody, take care.
Get off of my property.